Yo.
Nobody else is having server issues, so it's only him.
Yo, so, our fifth is just having a few server issues. He's, trying to load up right now.
Alright.
So, I'll just let you know when, he joins or gets into the game.
O'Neal.
Slow ass talking.
Kid, I'm sending you an image on Discord. Tell me what you
please
think.
Don't be nothing gay. What?
No, kid, it's a logo.
Alright. No, cause I done heard that exact same sentence, and then a nigga fucking then sent me some gay ass shit.
It's a logo.
Alright. I'm waiting for it. I'm on the message.
It's not sending. Okay. Can you let me send it? Hold on, let me see if it's there.
Alright, I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah, I know, it's not letting me send it.
Gay nigga.
Bro, okay, you know what? You want this picture, don't you?
Okay.
Rather, the green triangles are there, that way, you know, they're just there for right now. He's gonna remove them. But...
Yeah, I was about to say. Can he like lower the opacity of the vigil to where it's like you can't clearly see all the details on him?
So more see-through.
Not really more see-through, but more to where it's like it's more of a black image. It's more of a black image.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and like I said, make the actual inside of vigil, make it like a bit of static. Okay, make it like a bit of static.
What's up, boys?
What's up, boy?
What's up, Gabby?
Static outline.
Let a nigga smash. Let a nigga smash. Let a nigga smash. Let a nigga
jump on them booty cheeks. Rain. Bro, it's gonna rain. I'm trying to, go out later.
That's tough. Guess you ain't going nowhere.
Imagine it raining.
It was
hurricane. There's hurricane season because he was singing. Imagine.
You're right.
Yeah, bro. Shit.
Okay, one of our players. I'm not sure if he's okay. Hold on, let me check if he can even connect.
Yeah, everybody else in party chat. Imagine.
I mean,
nobody wants to talk.
Why you guys do all this? I'll be playing Pokemon.
Alright, yo, guys.
Pokemon, bro. You better be on the mic, bro.
Guys. So I'm gonna send y'all to the team Discord what he showed me. This is for the logo, okay? This is for the logo. And this is the thing. Take out the green triangles. There's green triangles in there, but pretend they're not there because the green triangles aren't supposed to be there. Just pretend they're not there.
Yikes! What type of?
Pretend the green triangles aren't there. Look at this image that I'm about to send. Isn't that a good background? Isn't that a good background?
Yeah, but why Vigil?
It's just Vigil just because what's it called? I wanted a different image, but I just thought Vigil because of the whole like, he turns into like static or whatever, so cold.
I'll be fine.
If you want to change it, if you want to give any recommendations, I'll gladly hear them in the Discord.
I'll stick with them.
Am I good to start?
Yeah, I got you. We'll talk about after the game.
Yep. All right. Yeah, we can start.
Did you just see what's
Good luck, bro. Good luck. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We have just a little scrim here between the currently only two teams on the now 141 organization. 141 Esports defending first here in a best of one on Cafe against Code 141. I have seen 141 play, I think a few weeks ago. It's an alright team. I'm being honest here. I do know that they're like their Flores though, so that makes a little sense that they would be on that. I guess they're trying to work around that, considering that leaves the possibility of Thatcher still. And then Jackal Ban also makes sense. It's a very just classic comfort ban. I have seen that played a bit from 141. I don't know about Code 141 because I have not seen them play before, so I can't exactly say anything on their side, but I think that these are two operators that I would say hurt 141 Esports more than they hurt Code 141. Valkyrie ban, again, another very, comfort ban, very classic. Admittedly good ban, in that, both Jackal and Valkyrie are very strong, but just very plain bans there. It's interesting to see how Flores, which is technically an operator that's used to help get walls, secondary support. A secondary support operator, it's interesting to see how that actually was banned, but then there was no Kaid ban by Code 141 to try and make it a bit easier for themselves on that attack. Final ban was a Maestro ban. I would say that that's an interesting choice, at least, in that Maestro is a fairly good operator. I don't think that he is top tier. He used to be very good. Used to be a lot stronger than he is now, but with the recent, I would say, pretty heavy nerfs to him as well as to Mira in terms of that shattered glass rework, change, whatever you want to refer to it as, it's made him a lot less effective, or at the very least has made him, or his placements of those evil eyes, a lot more mindful from the defender's standpoint, and that now you have to worry about not only a sledge or a frag grenade going out and removing it, but also just simply that glass being shattered and it turning into simply just a listening device, which can be helpful, but it's not as helpful as getting that visual as well. So, just interesting bans there from both ends. I would say more so from the defending team than from the attacking team, but I think that might be indicative of the way that we'll see Code 141 develop as a team. Obviously, they're fairly new, so chemistry might be an issue for them, but we'll have to see how that goes, really. I mean, you have two very classic comfort bans for the attacking team, and then two very odd, I would say, specific bans on the defenders end. So I don't know if that's just simply me trying to squeeze a meaning out of it, or if that's actually just a sign, really, that Code 141 is new and needs a bit more knowledge, maybe a bit more experience, I'd say, in order to really understand these bans. But nothing wrong with them. It's just that they're very, very plain. Also, I feel bad for all the Jackal mains on a very quick non sequitur. I feel very bad for a Jackal main currently because he's the most banned attacker, I believe. Him or Thatcher. So that's really sad. Quexy here. Quexy, actually. Pardon me. Nick's gonna be down and out thanks to Godly getting the first kill of this matchup. Doing some entry work. I don't think he has any drone support. I don't know. Okay. That's a waste of utility from him, considering that Melusi did get nerfed pretty heavily recently. Lost the ability to have any bulletproof Banshees. So now it doesn't really make any sense for her to place like that, I'd say. Considering that one could easily take it out, and Love gonna take down Soldier as Quexky will fall at the hands of BP. Now, as you can see, even with the little interference there from the Banshee, it's proven to just be a simple inconvenience, nothing more, nothing less. Impulse on side here, trying to deal with the brunt of the push here as he's the last one left. Godly, we got a double kill on to Dominate. Looks for one, uses the M5, but nothing. Flawless round for Code 141 to open up this scrimmage. a messy first round there for 141 Esports, the original team. Seeing as they pretty much just got trampled. I mean, they lost, nicked very early on there. Just because I think it was a lack of awareness and simply losing a gunfight, even though Godly seemingly did not have anybody droning for him. So I don't really understand why, first of all, he was pushing that aggressively without any droning, and second of all, why he was allowed to do that. And then from there, you know, losing, what was that? I think the next person to die was actually, no, it was not Quexky. I think it was Soldier as a castle, whichever one was the castle was the next to fall in that extension. And from there, it just went downhill. Because the 4v5 really early on, losing the sort of safe rotate side that is over here in this red hall, just there was a castle barricade there, and that just meant that I guess that there was that plus the pressure here on Bakery we saw at the end of last round led to eventually something buckling, and it was the defense. As you can see, we have a top floor defense here. Mira in play. Mira was not banned on this map. Mira is an op that is played on this map, but not very much, not very prominently. She's really only used on the top floor. You'll see her sometimes on the ground floor as well as on that middle floor objective, but I would say not as commonly. This is the objective where she's played the most often. And as you can see, a very cigar-heavy setup here by 141 Esports. Don't know how that's going to really affect the way that they try and play this, but it'll be interesting to watch that. As you can see, though, there's already a member of Code 141 on the objective. It's not BP, it's actually Godly. Gonna swing the corner, try and find a kill on the mirror. Will take down Dominate. It's now a 4v4, considering that Love Broken had fallen there. BP looking for Plano. He did just catch drop from Heaven. 4v3, 4v2. Godly with a double kill now to Quexy. Impulse fell at the hands of Drew's gunning. Up to just Soldier, who was unable to disrupt that plant with a yokai stun, and nicked on site here, or almost on site, but dealing with tremendous pressure from Code 141. 3v2 will get one, looking for another potentially, but needs to be mindful of his flank here. Soldier's gonna get a frag there. Hunter will take down Nicked, as Soldier will take down BP. Up to just Hunter and Soldier here. Post-plant situation, though, all Hunter has to do is just hold the objective, hold that diffuser for less than 10 seconds at this point. Soldier needs to make a move soon and fast. Does not actually spot Hunter. Hunter spots him, though. He'll take him down for quad kill from Soldier, but too little, too late. That'll be another round for Code 141.
Attackers win.
Just a messy round again there for 141 Esports. Losing the smoke without having any utility detonated from him was disastrous, really. Needs to be able to use those 3 canisters. That's 30 seconds to push denial. Admittedly, did get I would say a slight nerf this last season in terms of how his gas propagates. Now it does not go through walls. So rest in peace really quick to the smoke spots on Oregon, top floor, as well as, I'm trying to think where else, coastline, I would say border, pretty much anywhere where you smoked through a wall, that does not exist anymore. I'm sorry to tell you. But losing 30 seconds of push denial, at best case situation here was that he used 1. But losing that without getting any frags in exchange is just really bad, as Dominate just lost 3/4 of his health thanks to Impulse. I'm sorry to call people out here, but Impulse shot his teammate while trying to make a rotate. That's just miscoordination, miscommunication. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I think one of the bigger problems is that it looks like there's a good amount of subs being used currently for 141. I know Impulse and Soldier, and I'm pretty sure Nicked are starters. I don't know if Quexkey and Dominate are. No, Dominate's a sub. I don't know about the other ones. 4v4 now. BP takes down Soldier. Quexkey will get a frag on a Godly. Actually managed to neutralize the top frag of Code 141. A good start here for actually both teams, I'd say. It's not really as though either team has emerged from those two engagements with a clear advantage. The attacking team lost their top frag, who's been doing consistently good work for them, and in exchange the defensive team lost the Yokais. They still have them, obviously, but only as cameras. No longer can they move those around, which can certainly play a big part in terms of plant denial at the end of the round. Drew's gunning gets a frag in there on the Dominate. I was figuring that was a bit of a inevitability, considering that he was only at a quarter health. It's just some poor awareness, really, of that window, considering that window can take out that mirror window. As you can see, Lovebroken gonna try and swing Impulse, but not a great decision to try and swing an M590 if you're Capitao. Does end up costing him his life now. It's a 3v3. Even number situation for both teams. The attackers having lost Capitao and Ash. In exchange, BP gets a double kill on the Impulse, removes the smoke, and again, utility unused from him, double kill, or actually first kill from Quexkey in this round. He'll take down BP. Might be looking to rotate around and get another, potentially most likely spotted by a drone. I just saw that. As you can see, Hunter Zero going to be trying to find Nick, who is on the other side of Cigar, just holding the angle, getting some hard things from one of his teammates. Will swing while prone, interestingly enough. Quexkey hit by an air jab and now sees that Nomad there. Looking for a plant. Potentially 1v2. Nick takes down Hunter. It's up to just Drew's gunning. He will push forward. Does not, however, spot Quexkey, who's on the other side. You know he's rotating out, and Nick here, holding a long angle, going to be trying to rotate across to deal with Drew's gunning, but no, Quexkey takes care of it. And will put up the first round here for 141 Esports. Better round there for 141. I'd say a bit worse for Code 141. The 141 side actually managed to cobble together a defense, and even though they lost that smoke without using any utility again in terms of Impulse, they still managed to recover from that. They managed to get the frags that they needed to get and played the setup properly. They played the objective properly. They didn't lose a man advantage. They kept even, which is what they needed to do, and they just took advantage of some very aggressive play, which has been a common factor in all these rounds from Code 141. And admittedly, 141 Esports isn't really forcing Code 141 to have to, do a roam clear or anything really, but Code 141 is just going straight at the objective. I mean, on that last round, in the round before, they were just straight up attacking from the hatch. They dropped Skylight even, which isn't something that you normally want to do unless you know that it's clear. So just aggressive play seems to be the MO currently of the attacking team, and admittedly you're on attack, you have to get to the objective doesn't come to you. So you have to expect them to be a bit more assertive, but still. The other thing that I've noticed from them is that even though they have a common objective, it doesn't really seem like they're playing together. It seems like, it seems that it's just 5 guys solo queuing together, if you wanted to put it that way. In terms of their aggression is a bit rank-esque. I'd say it's smarter than that, but still. As you can see, Godly trying to get some work done on that restaurant side. Was not pushing with any support there, but BP will pick up Soldier, helps his teammate out. As he now rotates down downstairs, going to have to deal with a player on Whiskey, though. In this case, it was Nick who will rotate out. Does rotate through that. Rotate, obviously. 5v3 Godly uses that to actually take down Nicked, which is very unfortunate for 141 Esports. They're now down in a 5v3, and all they've done is brought down Godly's health by 1 bar. spotting the castle there of Dominate, who does take down Godly with a headshot, does lose a teeny bit of health as Love Broken will take down Impulse. Still looking bad here for 141 Esports. As Dominate swings, it does not notice Drew, and it will fall. It's now to just Quexky here. You'll get one out of Drew, looking for a second one, potentially will rotate around to Smallbake. We start moving down the hallway, it's a double kill onto Love Broken as BP looks for a plant now on the objective. Hunter Zero moves into the side as well, will be covering his teammate. It's now a post-plant situation here. A 1v2, was a 1v4, but he managed to improve that situation. Hunter Zero again, Code 141 getting aggressive here, and it's costing them 3 lives now as Quexy will pick up that frag onto Hunter up to just BP here, who will be playing a bit more passively, decides to just play actually in the freezer area, is playing that. I don't think Quexy really knows. He's starting to figure that out. He's just holding the angles, does take down that drone, removes any intel really that was being used, as now BP is holding both of those angles. Needs to watch for this gunfight though, and he does take down Quexy. Nice headshot from the ace of Code 141. Earns them a 3rd round now over 141 Esports. Now they're messing around there for 141 Esports. Seemed as though their previous round was a bit of a break from the usual. They have now gone to basement ground floor. A total of, what, 2 times? And have lost both times. So I think that it's smart that they're now going for the second last round to the middle floor, going to test their luck here, see how they do. But the normal meta for this, and what I'm expecting, considering that they're also sort of setting this up, is there's usually an extension up to, obviously, Cocktail, as well as, to an extent, Whitehall. Not all of Whitehall, but just the top of White Stairs. And you utilize this sort of no man's land where there's no real cover in Whitehall, and then you also use this part of Bar where the only real cover that there is just soft cover. So obviously you can remove that if you want to. You don't necessarily have to. But you utilize those, as well as usually a castle, potentially a mirror up there, and obviously some shields and a Jaeger ideally. As you can see, Soldier bringing the shields, Quexy bringing that Jaeger, Nick's bringing the castle, which castle is usually used in conjunction with this mute that we're seeing here for an extension, so not too surprising to see that. And now we're going to be actually doing a bit different than what I would normally expect, what's considered meta on this objective, and that they are actually going to be extending themselves into backstore, which is unusual. 5v4, Godly already takes down Soldier. That's bad news for 141 Esports. And that's the downside of this vertical extension, is that if the attacking team gets on those cocktail windows, gets on that Whitehall window, your extension is pretty much forced to collapse. As you can see, a castle barricade was used on that. I would say that that wasn't exactly the smartest choice, considering that it can be very easily taken out without really having to risk anything, considering it's an outside window as well. Quexy can take down Godly, trades his teammate out, but it was already... damage has been done, really. As you can see now, Love Broken trying to get something done here through this window into backstore. I think Quexy might be a bit aware of that. As you can see now, the Nomad as well as the Sledge of Drew and Hunter trying to push out on this onto this rotate 3v4. Quexy gets a double kill on 100-0. Man advantage now in favor of 141 Esports. 3v3 though, BP will actually be on the objective with the diffuser. 3v2, 3v1, just a cleanup here from Code 141. And my oh my, what a poor ending there to the penultimate round of the first half. Now 4-1 in favor of Code 141, who are at worst going to get a 2-round advantage. At best, they get a 4-round advantage and will be 1 round away from match point.
defenders. Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb. 10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds to insertion. Ready. Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Anyways. Last round, just to review it again, as we do have another defense here of the top floor objective. And we once again have that same exact strategy, it appears. Maybe some slight changes in terms of positioning, but the exact same core to it, really. The big problem was just that it was executed poorly. They got into a 4v4, which puts a lot of strain on your vertical extension. And then they pretty much diverted everybody to watching top floor, even though there's only 2 attackers up there. So I would say a bit of a overcommitting from the defending team allowed BP to pretty much just slide right onto the objective. Drew's gunning and a takedown soldier. Allowed BP to pretty much slide on site and just do cleanup. How it's supposed to work is that you usually have, 2 to 3 on the objective, and then whichever one you don't have. If you have 2 on the objective, you have 3 above. If you have 3 on the objective, you have 2 above. And then your 2 on the objective, pretty much their entire job is to use these footholds to deal with anybody trying to push fireplace, and obviously they can just sit in reading and do whatever they need to do. 3v4 actually. Nick takes down BP. Quexy will pick off Hunter, and Drew obviously fell. So just looking bad now, all of a sudden, for the attacking team of Code 141. Was not really expecting that, considering the fact that before they at least had an even number situation. They actually had a man advantage, considering that Drew had picked off Soldier, but all of a sudden, they lost their support. They lost all their support. I don't think they're really using many of their drones as Dominate will fall at the hands of Godly. And Love obviously going to be dropping the hatch here. With all of his Candelas, I think he might have blinded Quexy, who was above. And now, as you can see, Godly is approaching the objective, or at least the areas around the objective, doing some intel just clean up there. Does not, however, have the diffuser. The minute left, the diffuser is down. I don't know if 141 Esports realizes it, but the case is cold. As you can see now, Godly going to rush onto the objective almost, does get inside the reading room, but does not have a diffuser, so can't even really plant. The best he can do is get a frag, which he will onto Impulse. It's now a 2v2. 40 seconds left, 2v1, 3k from Quexy. Now, Godly will look to stroll up White Stairs and get another frag for himself. Sets up the Goya shield, will actually limit himself. 1v1, he takes down Quexy with 3k on the round now. Up to just him and Nix. Does spot Godly, lowers him, but he's also very low now. 20 seconds left. Does not need to play this aggressively. The diffuser's cold. All you have to do is just wait this out. Hide, run away, do something. Godly's going to find you, and Godly, who has been doing great work for his team, is going to remove you forcibly. Low time here. He just needs to sit and hold an angle. Free fire, he will, and gets the kill as well. Finally, a sign of life here from 141 Esports to close out the half.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can. Deploying ADS. Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Device positioned. ADS deployed, ready to go.
10 seconds remaining.
Razor wire going up.
5 seconds remaining.
Device set.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Device placed.
Now, as the turntables, or as the tables turn, however you want to call it, if you want to make a joke about it, you can use the ladder. We will see how the two teams do. Obviously, a 2-round advantage in favor of the defending team on Cafe, which is a defender-sided map, means that it's going to be a lot easier for them going into the rest of this game. Soldier takes down Godly for the first kill of the second half. Does, I believe, actually counter a spawn peek there. Well, I am not 100% sure. I am inclined to believe so. Looking at the scoreboard here, obviously, a tiny boost there to Soldier in that he has one more kill, and tiny little harm there for Godly in that he has one more death. 9-8-5, 3-1, 11. Congrats to Quexion being the first player in this lobby to reach double digits. 5-5. 1-1. Dominated Impulse still need to get past the stage of being McDonald's fries workers as Drew takes down Quexky. Stops him from making any real impact on the round, and I mean, in the course of 6 rounds, getting 11 kills means that he's been averaging pretty much 2 kills every single round. There was one kill, or there was one round in that theory, there was one round where he only got 1 kill, but still, it's proving that he's really being an impact player here, which is what they need, considering that Impulse and Dominate, no offense to them, haven't been all that all that great in terms of their impact in the round through frags. Hopefully more help in the support 2v4 now as Impulse takes down Hunter. Obviously, we saw Love Broken just get destroyed, honestly, by one of the members of 141 Esports. BP almost taken down there by a frag grenade, does end up getting put into the DB-No state, but not much better, honestly. You can see Drew's gunning going to be trying to actually win this one, as he's the last one left here, pretty much. BP is down and unable to self-res, and unlikely that Drew will be able to get back to him in time to actually get a revive down. He does not spot Nick, though, who does end up swinging. Nubalk takes him down, earns the round here for 141 Esports, who will now go up here 4-3. Anyways, to review that last round for you all, sorry for the silence here, I'm just enjoying this. It's a little scrim, you know, intra-organizational and all that.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
As I do watch this, and as I do tell you all about that last round, it was just a seeming deconstruction, really, of the setup there used by Code 141, which is surprisingly similar to what 141 was using, the other 141 Esports, when they were actually defending that same site. But this time it seemed as though instead of being, you know, close, I'd say it was just an absolute disassembly, really, turning it back to just IKEA mode almost. That's what I like to think of it as. And we'll have to see if anything changes here for the next round. Obviously, the lineup has changed somewhat in terms of now there's a mute, I believe. Before there was a Mira, and obviously the objective has changed, and with that, the setup of the objective. So you can see now 141 already getting to work here Gonna try and start up a push. I might be looking for something onto the bakery side. Quickly, I don't know. But that could be their objective here. As we move into just the beginnings of the second round of the second half here. The first round of the second half was, as I mentioned, ugly really for the defending team because they didn't get any frags. If they did, it was only, you know, it was only one or two. They weren't able to get off the ground really because they obviously went down quite a bit. They lost Godly early on due to most likely a spawn peek. Then they lost Lovebroken, who didn't even get a single smoke grenade down. The same problem that Impulse had been having on his defensive half. Quexkiel now, the second round in a row, shut down by one of the members of Code 141. This time it's Drew getting that frag. Is able to prevent him from making any real push on the round. And we saw last round, actually, he was picked off very early on without really making much of a difference in terms of how the round went, and the round still went very much in the favor of 141 Esports, so I don't know if that's going to continue to be the way that it happens, or if there's going to be a change in that pattern. Drew going to get a double kill now into Impulse, takes down the ace there, and removing the hard breacher on this objective is just a recipe really for disaster here. This is a ground floor objective. This is kitchen. There's 8 wall panels that go on or almost onto the objective. You have these 2 prep walls, which oddly enough have been left soft by Code 141. You have the kitchen cooking service, kitchen cooking to Red Hall, and then you have kitchen cooking to bakery, and then you obviously have kitchen service, or rather freezer walls here, as well as that freezer hatch. There's a lot of ways into the objective now that are off limits really for the attacking team because they lost their hard breacher, and that's just simply because he took the gunfight when he really shouldn't have. You don't need to be taking that gunfight at that point if you're the hard breacher. If you don't have your utility down, if you want to get a wall and you haven't put your utility down yet on that wall, if you haven't, set off your exothermic to get open the CC main wall or whatever it is, then go do that, and then you can peek that, and then you can turn into Fragmite and be very aggressive. But it's just looking really bad here for the attacking team as Godly picks off Dominate up to just nicked here. The last one left, he does still have some air jabs. I don't know what that air jab was. It was something. That's what I can tell you. 15 seconds left, and he's just going to try and play for time. Wait this out. Spare his KD a teeny bit. Nope. BP hunts him down. Takes him out. For a flawless round here for Code 141, who are now up 5-3. But they only need to win 2 more rounds to put this away.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
ADS deployed and ready to go.
Calibrating air compression. All set.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Again, seeming return to form there for 141 Esports in a bad way. This time around, just being too aggressive. Similar problem that Code 141 faced, to a smaller extent, obviously, when they were on the attack, and then they obviously couldn't roam clear. They don't have.
Attacker's objective is to defuse.
They don't have a Jackal. They can still run Lion. They can still run Dokkaebi. They can still drone. It's just that they are not really using that all that much, or not using it enough to the point where they could actually clear out Drew, who was on the roam. Godly also, I believe, was on that roam, but he got picked off pretty early. So if they had simply droned and coordinated in terms of getting trades, instead of giving Drew a number of 1v1s, especially including a 1v1 with your only hard breach, it's just bad news I mean, they had the option to, but they didn't even bring a hard breach gadget in case that happened. It was just bad coordination there and bad play, really, from 141 Esports, who have still been struggling to get off the ground, really. I mean, they have 3 rounds here, 2 of which they won in the past half, but they are still looking shaky. The best that they've gotten is a run of 2. Meanwhile, it seems as though the defending team here, actually, has been just consistently on runs of 2. They've let up 1 round and then they've set up 2, as BP might be actually screwing himself up there. If that does get triggered, that's obviously going to stun him, considering that he's right by that drone hole. If it is noticed, it's just going to be a waste of a single, obviously a single LM mine. I'd say that there's no real good reason to bring that. You might as well just put that on the doorway. As you can see now, the shield there taken out, as well as, I believe, the ADSs, and it did stun himself. It also seemingly stunned the ace over there of Impulse. As you can see now, BP going to be playing rather aggressively here on New Hatch drop. Does swing, pre-fires, it spots Impulse, brings him down to very low health. It's still now rotate around. Spots the sledge there of Soldier. Will down him and take him out. Now it's a 5v4. BP looking to make a play here. Drew's gunning is down. Now, as you can see, 4v4. Dominate does shut down BP before he can do any further damage, but he took out Soldier there. Removed one of the stronger players frag-wise for 141 Esports, and 3v4 as Impulse does take down Drew's gunning. Smart play from the team of 141 Esports and being able to stop the bleeding, stop BP from getting anything more on that New Hatch side. 2v4, Impulse takes down Love. I don't know what Love was doing. I don't know why he decided to run in front of that angle here. Now, as you can see, Godly holding an angle onto New Hatch. Still take down Nick, or at the very least bring him to DB. And no 3K from Impulse. He'll take down Hunter up to just Godly here. As, okay, I don't know if that was purposeful or not, but Impulse just downed himself. Godly off-site here is going to look to actually make a return to the objective and potentially stop a plan. Obviously does need to worry, however, about, first of all, Quexkey, who will get the frag and the round here for 141 Esports, who are now almost tied up with Code 141.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Got enough ready to go. Jammer activated.
Attackers have located a bomb.
ATS active in the sector.
10 seconds to insertion.
Now, again, 5-4 situation here is, I would consider it a tee-up to a more important round. After this, I would consider this, however, to be one of the more important rounds in a game in terms of this 10th round. If the defending team, the team that's up here at that 5 position, up by 1 round, wins this round, they go up 6-4. They have 2 shots at match point to put the game away, and then they have to go into overtime, but they're at least guaranteed overtime. If, however, the attacking team here, the team that's down by 1 round, the team at 4, wins the 6th round, we go on to 5-5, and this is what I mean by a team to a bit more of an important round, in that 5-5 round, whichever team wins that round, the 5-5 round, they get their first shot at match point, and they get a guaranteed overtime for themselves. So, a potential safety net is within grasp here for 141 Esports. They just have to be able to successfully execute here, be able to successfully get near the objective and really take down the setup here, this admittedly flawed setup, I'd say, in fact, the obviously defending team of Code 141, and it's had the same problems this entire time. If you look, they've been here twice and they have lost twice. I don't know why they're going to this objective for a third time. It seems rather silly considering that they still have the ability to go to second floor. I mean, even with BP here playing that sort of just cigar box, whatever you want to refer to that as, playing that position there very aggressive with the F-12. Even with that, and he got a frag off of it, he will get another one now onto Nick. I don't know why they didn't figure out that he was there again, and that he didn't pay any attention to that. As you can see now, will take down Dominate's hologram. Just do not understand what's going on here for 141. They need to deal with him, because he's already gotten one frag. He got one frag the last round off of that, and if they allow him to proliferate, it could mean some not great spots, really, for them to be in. As you can see, just waiting this one out is BP. Will get assistance there from Godly on that flank. Up red stairs, takes down Impulse, takes down the primary hard reach, the only hard reach of the attacking team. Just really bad positioning here and really bad play in terms of coordination for the attacking team. Again, losing their hard reach without even really getting much done. 5v2, a headshot onto Quexkey for a double kill now. A swing coming out from the Jaeger here of Godly. Spots the Yana of Dominate, takes him down up to just Soldier here. It's now a 4v1. He did take down BP, removed the FO12, stopped him from getting anything more, but Godly and BP did the damage that they needed to do. They got all the frags, really. And Godly will get one more to close out that round and put his team on match point. I just don't understand what's going on here with 141. They seem to give up. They're not really watching the flanks. They're not, winning these gunfights that they need to win. They're not playing for trades. It's just really, I'd say, sloppy play from them here.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Now, 6-4 match point here for the defending team of Code 141. Congrats to Godly and BP for both hitting double digits over the past few rounds. 15 from Godly and 12 from BP. Both of them with at least a 2.0 KD. In comparison, I'm just not going to say anything besides Quexkey going 12-8. He's trying his best, but he's had a rough past few rounds. Hasn't been able to really get off the ground as much, considering that he's now on attack. And I think that's probably not as strong of a side for him. I could be wrong on that.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Please do my hammer. Reloading. Razor wire is deployed. Getting a better view. Cover me. Reloading.
Now, first floor defense again for Code 141. Don't know how this is exactly going to be addressed by 141 Esports. They are looking to do at least seemingly a top-down roam clear, considering that Drew's Gunning is going to just be playing the same spot that he was before, continuing to be a nuisance for the attacking team. Has already lost the majority of his health, is down to just under 1 bar here, but has yet to fall and has yet to get any damage onto a member of 141 Esports. Does have some assistance in terms of Godly, who is nearby, to potentially help him, but I don't know how much that assistance is going to be. .4v5, BP won't fall at the hands of Soldier. Good frag to open up the round here, or at least to continue the round, really, for 141 Esports. Removing that mute, allowing themselves to get now into Baker. I think that was the person that was holding that side of the objective at least. Now, as you can see, this castle barricade coming back to really bite, I'd say, the defending team, considering that they now can no longer really make anything happen on that side. Godly going to take down Kwexki. Soldier down, now not just yet, but has been down there by Hunter, who's playing Kochak. Might be looking to finish him off, and he will. 4v3, man advantage now in favor of the defending team. Nick is still on the roam clear here. I don't know what exactly he's doing, considering that he's essentially leaving it up to a 2v4 now for his teammates to push the objective. Not only are they down a man, but he's also nowhere to be found. It's making it even harder for them here. Now, very high concentration of Code 141 members in, or pretty much on the objective. 4v2, Godly takes down Impulse, up to just nicked and dominated. And finally, somebody using the smoke canisters. Thank you, Lovebroken. Dominated will take the head off of Godly, but it's still a man advantage situation here for the defending team. And 20 seconds left. Nick will even it out there, but taking down Lovebroken stops him from getting any more smoke babes down. But he's not near the objective. They don't have the diffuser. Now they finally have the diffuser with 10 seconds remaining in the round. 1v2 now to just Hunter. 1v1. Nick is down. Will be finished off there. But Plant is going to go down. I don't think Hunter's really realized it needs to go and stop the plant, or at least win this 1v1 post-plant situation. Dominate just going to be playing in that cooking side of Kitchen. Doesn't really realize where Hunter is, and does now as he'll take him down and brings his team one step closer to overtime.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now 6-5, again match point here for the defending team of Code 141. Do or die situation for both sides to an extent, more so I'd say to 141 Esports. You know, Code 141, they could lose this and they could still win through overtime, but now if 141 Esports does not win again and actually give a, I would say, negative technically record to BP and the rest of Code 141 on this objective, then it's a 7-5 win for Code 141.
5 seconds left. Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Now, as you can see, another spawn peek coming out here actually from the Jaeger of Godly, and last time that we saw that happen, he ended up getting picked off very quickly without getting any damage, so I do not know why he is trying this again. It has so far been unsuccessful. It is obviously wasting time, but that's not always the biggest thing to worry about here. Now, as you can see, again, aggressive play being used here by Godly, trying to hold a very tight angle, has already wasted about a minute of the attack's time, and time is very important here in general, really. Impulse swung that and died. I don't know why he did that. He's their only hard breach. Godly picks up another kill as Kwexi got over aggressive and ends up trying to swing again, and I think that they now, if they haven't learned their lesson yet, they need to now, that if you swing Godly, he will take you down. Unless he is on low health, or if you pre-fire him. This is ridiculous. They lost their top frag, and they lost their hard reach because of that. It is honestly ridiculous.
bomb diffuser.
5v1, Drew takes down Dominate. Nick will actually pick off Drew, but it's essentially an ace is needed here in clutch circumstances for Nick to win this. I don't know if he's really aware of the situation he's in, considering that Code 141 is pretty much hunting him here. Does spot the Legion of Love Broken, but will be unable to get the kill, and that'll be the map for Code 141, 7-5 over 141 Esports.
I was trying to stop was not getting C4 from below.
I wish
guys.
I wish I get a knife. Yo, GG's boy.
GG's.
Bro, the entire round I was trying not to get C4 and when you guys did 96 damage with the C4 from below.
That was probably me.
I'm like, I just
I'm
spent all this
depressed now.
time.
I'm gonna go eat ice cream.
I can't see you.
Alright, boys. I'm going to party.
I can't see you.